Okay. Please turn in your Bibles to Matthew chapter 4. We're going to, the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we're going to look at these verses and try to put these principles, apply these principles and see what we can observe. Again, this is not we're not into interpretation. We're just observing. We're just seeing all the details of the text. Okay, ready. You're going to tell me now. Matthew chapter sorry, did I say Matthew 4? No, we're going to go there later. Turn with me to Matthew chapter 11, sorry. So just put in your blank sheet of paper that you have, Matthew 11, verses 1, just verse 1 for now. Matthew 11, verse 1. One of you read that verse, please. Matthew 11, 1.
Now it came to pass, when Jesus finished commanding his 12 disciples, that he departed from there to teach and to preach in their cities.
Okay, very good. Get my things here. Okay. Now it came to pass. Any other versions? Is yours NKJV? Okay. Does anybody have NAV or ESV? Or go ahead and read it, please.
When Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, he went out from there to teach and preach in their towns.
Okay. Now, what was the first thing that we do in observation? Terms. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead. Here's a question. Identify the building blocks. Identify the terms in this verse with just, with whatever versions that you have. Shout out. Now. Came to pass. When? Jesus. Had finished.
Instructing his.
What are the terms? What is it had finished? Commanding. Oh, is that ESV that you have?
Yes.
What does it say?
Had finished instructing.
Okay, so I'm going to write commanding, and since I compared it with another version, ESV, I'm going to write commanding / instructing. Okay, good. Next. Tell me, what are some of the, just mention all the words, the terms that are there. His disciples, right? His 12 disciples. Okay? His 12 disciples. Next term that you want to know, what you want to write down. He departed. Right? That he departed from there. Are we going to ask a question now? No. We're just going to list out all the terms. But you know what the temptation is for us? Quickly go to the bottom of the study Bible and find out from where.
Commentary.
Or commentary. That is the temptation that you and I must resist with all force. Easy to quickly come into a conclusion. No, we're just going to list out all the words. Just all the every block is important in the building. So list out all the words. He departed from there, okay, to teach. Why did he depart? To teach. That's it. Next, to preach. And then, in their cities. So here's what I did. First thing when it comes to observation. Biblical interpretation has 3 steps: observation, interpretation, application, and observation. First thing that I do is identify, see all the words. What do I see? Is a question that we ask. What do I see in this? Here's what I see. I see these words, these terms. Now, it came to pass when Jesus had finished commanding or instructing his disciples, he departed from there to teach, to preach in their cities. Anybody else has any other translation, anything that we can add with these terms? Ransom, how about you? Or any NIV or NASB? Or is it pretty much, what's that?
Towns, cities.
Towns, where?
Some have cities, some have towns.
Oh, instead of cities, you have towns, okay. Very good. Towns, cities, anybody else?
Mine says giving instruction.
Very good. Had finished commanding, instructing, or giving instructions. All right. Okay, good. Are we going to find out the meaning? No, no, no. We're just going to identify all the words. This helps in getting all the words on the paper and keeping it ready for us to dive into later on. For now, we're just looking at this. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to just read it out loud, the terms that we have seen, identified, or discovered in this verse. Now, it came to pass when Jesus had finished commanding, instructing, giving instructions to his disciples. What did he do? He departed from there to teach, to preach in their cities or towns. Okay. We're going to put a little grammar, we're going to take some grammar and see how is the author communicating this? Obviously, with all these words, he's not just putting some words here and there. The author could have said, it came to pass. Just read it without grammar. Came to pass, commanding in their cities, Jesus, to his 12. So important for us to go step by step and to see how is the author communicating this. All right, now we come to grammar. Tell me. Now it came to pass. Something that has happened in the past, or is the author saying something about what's happening now? Is it present? Now it came to pass. And to get into that, let's continue with the literary structure. How is he constructing this? Now it came to pass when Jesus had, and that tells me something about a grammar here.
It's present.
Okay. That's something about present. What's he's saying? It came to pass in the sense this is what has happened. It could be present, but the word that the author is using is after Jesus had finished, and so he's going to do something. So the literary style is he's saying something about what Jesus is going to do, what Jesus was going to do after he did something in the past. All right. So I see a little a verb that is past tense. Now again, I'm not going to ask any questions now. I'm just going to wait there. Just put past tense. After he had finished commanding, instructing, giving instructions. Again, it's past tense. He finished commanding, finished instructing, finished giving instructions. Who? Jesus. That's a personal pronoun, right? I see another pronoun, his 12 disciples. or noun. This is another word. This is the subject. Noun. After he gave to his disciples, after he had finished, it came to pass that he, who was a he? Jesus, same noun here, Jesus, departed, past tense, right? Departed, past tense. From there, important word here, to, preposition. To, preposition. Preposition is something that helps to, it's an easy way to remember what preposition is. Preposition is a little word that tries to point the direction or show something or what's going to happen, what is, it connects about, it talks about the verb, what is going to happen, connecting there. So from there, he departed from there to teach, preach, two verbs. To teach, to preach in their, who their? Disciples. Cities or towns. What kind of a literary structure do you see here? Just looking at this, how is the author constructing this? And just what's in his mind? What is he trying to communicate? What kind of a literary structure do you see here?
Narrative.
Very good. It's a narrative. Let's just put some common words here and see how is this narrative? How is this flowing? How is this narrative flowing? What is the author trying to say? It is a narrative. So how is this narrative constructed? Just look at this. Came to pass when Jesus had finished, past tense. There's commanding, instructing, giving instructions. He's giving something, he's telling them. To who? To his 12 disciples. Not to everyone else, specifically to those. And after he did it, after he did this, to them, he did something else. He went somewhere else. So just put it in your own words. How is this constructed?
Jesus taught his disciples, he left and went taught some other people.
Okay? After he gave them some instructions. What instructions? Don't know. After he gave them some instructions, he left from where they were to go somewhere else. Okay? So we're slowly getting all this different literary genre style we'll look at later. I don't want to confuse, but too many things right now and make it challenging for us. So we're just looking at the words, and we're seeing how the words are structured. We're identifying noun, pronoun, preposition, if there's any conjunction. We're identifying all of that, and we're just getting this thing, getting a nice understanding of what is the author trying to communicate to us. What is God wanting us to know from this verse? Okay? Anything else that you see before we move on? Anybody?
Speaks to me of completion.
Okay? After Jesus, when he had finished commanding, so he had something he had in his mind, he wanted to finish it, so he completed that, and then he started. Very good. Okay? Anything else?
obvious, but like the notion of what is he teaching and preaching?
Okay? We're going to get that in the questions. Very good. We're going to get that in the questions. But really, what I want to communicate clearly here is, do you see a flow here? Do you see that the author has something in his mind that he wants to communicate in a clearly, in an intelligible way, and he wants to tell you something? So just by identifying these words, getting to some grammar, we can tell that Jesus was doing something, and after he completed it, he left. He departed. Did the disciples depart? And what's the author saying? He gave instructions to the disciples, and then, if he had used the word they, literary structure, oh, they all went. No. He departed. So what about those guys?
The commands that he gave them were probably like a directive to go do something, that they didn't need him for that.
Okay.
He was kind of equipping them to go do something, a task.
All of this, very good, all of this is going to come into the asking questions part. At this step, guess what we do? We just identify the words, and we see the structure. Here's the structure. Jesus is here with his disciples. He is instructing them, commanding them about something. And then he is leaving. Okay, very good. And we do the next work now. Take that sheet 45, page number 40, 45, 46. And I hope you're writing this. 45, first thing. Who are the people in the text? Who are the people in the text? And what does the author say about the people? What do the people say about, just identify people. Who are here in this text? Okay. Jesus, disciples. Very good.
Cities and towns, maybe?
We'll come to that when we look at where. So the first question is, who? So write down, please, in your paper, who are the people in the text, is what I'm going to ask. First question, who are the people in the text? Answer, first, Jesus, disciples. No one else is mentioned in this text as of now, so we'll just keep those two. Jesus, and don't just put disciples. The author has clearly communicated that it's only, he's given us a number. Only 12 disciples. Only 12 disciples. Can you ask another question here before we move on?
The antecedent for their towns, is that people we have in the verse, or is that different?
Yeah, that's good.
Just a question. Right?
We're going to come there. We're going to come there. But just the questions for Jesus and 12 disciples. What questions come to your mind? Again, we have studied the Bible, walked with the Lord for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. We know this. But if we have to teach somebody, we have to help somebody, what questions will they ask? First, who is? I want to know who Jesus is. Take them to where? Matthew chapter 1. Very good. We won't go there. We know. Next question. Who are the disciples? If the author just says, had finished speaking and sent his 12 disciples, do you think the author has taken time to identify who those disciples are? Where do you find that answer? Who are those 12 disciples?
Previous chapter.
Go ahead, read it, Josh.
And when he had called his 12 disciples, to him. He gave them power over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all kinds of diseases, all kinds of sicknesses and all kinds of diseases. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these.
Now, wait a minute. The author is saying something here. He first used the word 12, and then he's saying 12 apostles. Why do we come to Matthew chapter 10?
It gives us a list of all the 12 apostles.
Yeah, but what made us go to Matthew chapter 10? We're in Matthew chapter 11, verse 1. What made us go to Matthew chapter 10?
You're trying to identify who the 12 disciples.
We asked a question. Who were the 12 disciples? Easy way to find the answer for who are the 12 disciples is Google. No, but we're not going to go there. We'll go to the author and see what he's communicated. Who are the 12 disciples? Now we've come to Matthew chapter 10. And first, before even we mention, we immediately write down something here. Oh, there's some connection between disciple and apostles, but we want to ask and answer that question now. So please go ahead and write down the names of, you've asked the question, who? So go ahead and write down the names of those 12 disciples. Now the names of the 12 disciples are these. First, Simon, who's called Peter. Andrew, his brother. And James, the son of Zebedee. And John, his brother. Could have easily said James and John, right? James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother. Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew. You have the list, so please go ahead and write that name. Got it? So we got all the 12 disciples. The first question of who? It's Jesus who has called his 12 disciples when he had finished commanding or giving instructions to his 12 disciples. I don't know if you like to write, but I know some of you like to. If you're like me, I like to type. Go quickly, but all right. If it's going to take some time, just write the first letter of their name. No, just kidding. Just kidding. So, with the first question of asking who, we have slowly getting into this text. We identify the terms, and we try to understand the flow, the literary structure. How is it structured? Talk something, and with the grammar and literary structure, we found out that something happened, right? Something happened here. And then after this happened, Jesus gives instructions to them, and he leaves, all right? Now, in Matthew chapter 11, it says, "Now it came to pass, when Jesus finished commanding his 12 disciples, that he departed from there to teach and to preach in their cities." Second thing, what is happening in the text? What are the events? What questions will you ask by just looking at this? What's happening? What are the events? I want to know what's going on here. All right, go ahead. Ask questions. Next we come to what? What's that? Commanding. What did he command? Is that right, Eric? Is that what did Jesus command? Obviously, he said something. He's commanded something. So I want to know what. See, again, it's very careful to follow these 6 questions. Who, when, where. So what did Jesus command? I want to know, what did Jesus command? Okay, next. Anything with... Okay, very good. Now it came to pass, meaning what came to pass? Again, when we ask these questions, please make sure that you ask the question based on that word. What? Who? So what came to pass? Very good. Next.
Where was he when he commanded the disciples?
Okay, we're going to go to the where next.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. What's that?
What was he going to teach and preach?
What was he going to teach and preach? Or what did Jesus plan to teach and preach? What did he teach? All right. Next, we're going to where? Clayton, say that again, please. Where? What was that you were saying?
Where was he when he was commanding?
Very good. Where was Jesus? Just Jesus, or you want to know where was Jesus and the disciples? Because they were all together. So where was Jesus and his 12 disciples? I hope you're just writing it down. It'll help you if you write it down. So next question, where was Jesus? Okay, very good. Next. After he finished commanding, where did he depart? Do we have the answer right there? Where did he depart?
Their towns and cities.
That's right. Where did he depart? Where did he depart? All right, before we go to where, let's look at the what. What did Jesus command? Sorry, we went quickly to where. What did Jesus command? Do we have an answer there in Matthew 11 for that question? Where do we go? Can you find out what did Jesus command?
10 verse 5.
Now, very good. Hold on, Tyler. That's good. But we're now in just verse 1, and now it came to pass means it's about what's going to happen after that. But he commanded. Where did we go? Where did we go? But what did he command? Go to, yes, tell me.
10 verse.
Chapter 10. Very good. Can you see where the author has communicated with that same word, commanding? We just read about identifying those disciples, right? The names. Follow that and see what. Go ahead.
These 12 Jesus sent out and commanded them, saying.
So who are the 12? The 12 disciples. He did what? Commanded them. So here's a question. What did Jesus command? Here's what he commanded. Verse 5, beginning with these words. Can somebody read the words? What are the beginning words that he started? Do not go into the way of the Gentiles, and do not enter the city of the Samaritans. Now, where does this command end? All the commands that he's giving them, where does it end? Because chapter 11 started with what? After he has commanded. So the answer to my question of what did Jesus command will be Matthew 10, verses 5, all the way until verse 42. Is that helping? So we're going to this question of what is he saying? Well, can I imagine what Jesus would have commanded by not reading Matthew 10? All right, let's do some eisegesis, getting into the text. Tell me, Jesus, after he commanded them, now please listen, literally structure. He came, they were all in one place, he commanded them, and then he departed. Not the apostles. What makes us want to, what are some of the thoughts that come to our mind? Without reading Matthew 10.
Probably said they would do something or told them to not do something.
Probably told them to, well, you probably read that Matthew 10, Tyler. And we're not reading Matthew 10. We're just trying to interpret. Oh, what do you think he would have commanded?
Go get some food from them.
Go get some food. Okay? Because, but then wait a minute. He departed from there to teach and preach in their city. So maybe he's wanting to do an investigative survey. I want to know what Simon's home is like. I want to do some background check. Wow. What else? I want to go to your places. I'm going to go. Oh, my. Can somebody teach and preach from this for about 35, 40 minutes? My God. Jesus knows about you. Jesus knows your place where you live. Jesus knows exact. Think about this. It's just. And if God, the author, and Matthew, the author, inspired by his words, if they find out that we're saying, Jesus knows your mind. Jesus knows your heart. And they're like, that's not what we communicated. Go to the text. We don't have time to go through all of that. But Jesus is giving instructions for them to go and do.
What he commanded.
Can you quickly identify words here? Find out from some of the words. I know this is not good. We're not going to just identify one or two words, but just to see what words will give you help you to find out what is Jesus telling them.
Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers.
Very good. But before that, Tyler,
Go to the lost sheep.
he is specifically telling them not to go somewhere, but to go somewhere. And that is what? Don't go to the Gentiles, Samaritans, but go to the. Very good. So he's specifically telling them where to go. And what is he telling them what to do? Specific people to talk to. And as you go, preach. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. And then you know the text. Whatever city, verse 11, or town you enter, inquire who in it is worthy and stay there till you go out. When you go into a household, greet it. And you read all of this and you come to verse 24. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It's enough for a disciple that he be like his teacher and a servant like his master. So, looking at these words and studying all of this, we see there's a master and a servant. So, master is giving instructions to his servant to go do something. Okay? That's answering question. What did Jesus command? Giving them instructions to go and preach, heal, cleanse. Put it all together. 12 guys. Missionary journey. Go. I'm going to send you. Go. Now, we asked another question, right? Disciples and another word? Apostles. Does the author give an explanation here in verses 1 through 5 what the difference is between a disciple and apostle? Specifically looking at verse 5. Because we asked that question, why 12 disciples and apostles? Look at verse 10, chapter 10, verse 1. And when he had called out his 12 disciples to him. Who are the disciples? One who are called out by the master to himself. Isn't that Bible amazing? Here's a simple definition of disciples. Hey, you, come to me and follow me. 12 disciples are the ones that are chosen. I mean, there's all kinds of explanation. A disciple is a mathetes, one who sits and learns. But here in the text, he calls them and he asks them to come to him. And then what about where do you see the apostles? Where do you see the word apostles? Is there a word there, apostles?
Now the names of the 12 apostles are these.
Wait a minute. So who are the apostles? Is there anywhere where you see where Jesus says, you come, and then you go? Find out the verse that says, you who have come to me, you go, do this. Verses, before even you see that verse, look at the verse 5, sir. Read verse 5, please.
These 12 Jesus sent out.
These 12 Jesus sent out, told them to go. So, what does the word apostle mean? Going here, apostles are one who have been sent out. Here it is. When you teach, when you help people, make some actions. Disciples, watch here. You, come. Apostles, you. You, come. And you guys, go. Can anybody be an apostle? Only those who have been called. Oh, wait. Before we sent, only those who have been called by Jesus to him, and those who have been commissioned by Jesus to 12 disciples, 12 apostles. Minus one, but they've been replaced by somebody else. And we'll go to all of that later. Now, where are we now? Who? We finished who, right? And then where? Did we do where? No, we didn't go where. We're only in who and what. 2 questions. What did Jesus command? Chapter 10. What came to pass? I think Tyler answered the question. What came to pass? Verse 2 onwards. But we're not going there. But we're just going to write that down. What did Jesus command? Matthew chapter 10, verses 1 through 42. What came to pass? After Matthew 11:2. We're going to read that. What did he plan to do? He departed. What did he want to do? He wanted to go and teach and preach in their cities. Now, next question, quickly. Where? Where was Jesus and his 12 disciples? Can you find that answer? Where was Jesus and his 12 disciples? Where do we go? I'll give you I'll name the chapter, and I want you to find the verse. Chapter 4. Chapter 4. It's after verse 10, after his temptation.
Departed into Galilee.
There you go. Where was Jesus and his 12 disciples now? Galilee. Where's Galilee? Southern part of Indianapolis? No. Where's Galilee? Where do you go? Look at your Bible and tell me. Is Galilee north or south or east or west?
North end of Galilee.
Compared to Jordan River and the Dead Sea and where do you think Galilee is? I know most of our Bibles will have maps at the end of the Bible, but just looking at that, can you tell me where it is? In the north or northern side, right? Northern part of that. But where exactly in Galilee? Verse 18. Okay, verse 13, correct. And he leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum. Where's Capernaum when it comes to Galilee? Go down to verse 18. And Jesus walking by the... So, which part of Galilee? Coast. Where in Florida? Not Orlando area. Somewhere in Now, those of you who have traveled extensively to Florida, tell me, coastal areas, name some cities. Miami, Dustin, Tampa. Where in Galilee? Coastal area. Where? Well, I want to find out. Where was Jesus in that area? Who was from Galilee, coastal area? Verse 18. Somebody read verse 18, please.
Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother.
Oh, two guys who are from the coastal area. And what are their names? Simon, Peter, and Andrew. And then we see James and John. But anyway, so where was Jesus when he commanded this? He's somewhere in Galilee, all these coastal towns. Okay, where did he depart? Where is he telling the disciples to go? Matthew 10, remember? Don't go. Don't go to the Samaritans, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And where did he depart? Where? The next question. Where? Where did he depart? Whose cities? I'm sorry? So, now that we've read Matthew 4, Matthew 10, tell me, where are those cities? Mention some of the names of their cities. Galilee, Capernaum. Any other cities? Zebulun. Where did you find that, Landon?
412.
Very good. 412. Naphtali. Now, how many names have we identified now? Where? List all the names, please. And also, since we're in Matthew 11, I'll give you another verse. In Matthew 11, look at verse 20. 20 and 21. 20 and 23. All right? 20 and 23. So all these verses put together, we're going to find out where Jesus went. Ready? Tell me. Chorazin. Chorazin. Next. Bethsaida. Next. He's comparing Tyre. Capernaum. We're going to go to what Landon said. Now, these are all cities, right? Name of the cities or town. Now, go to what Landon, read that verse and tell me what is something different about the two places that you mentioned.
You said read the verse.
Verse 13.
Okay. And leaving Nazareth, he came and lived in Capernaum, which is by the sea, in the region of Zebulun and Naphtali.
What comes to your mind? Question. Is Naphtali and Zebulun a town or a city or a region? It's a county. It's a county. So to say he went to Lawrence County, we need to know where's Lawrence County, but in Lawrence County, he went to Bedford. In Orange County, he went to Paoli. So what I'm going to do, when I'm in this question of where, right, I'm going to mention these cities, Chorazin, Bethsaida, Capernaum. Why am I mentioning these cities by name? Because the author has communicated in Matthew chapter 11 that he went to specifically to these cities. And these cities, whose cities? Jesus' cities or the apostles' cities? Next question. Can you identify somebody from these cities? Walking by the Sea of Galilee? Peter. Who else? Andrew. Who else? Left their father and the boat and the net. James and John. Some of the disciples from these cities. Where are these cities? Northern part of Israel, place called Galilee. Right? Are we all in this together? Understood? Where's Galilee? North. Landon identified there's two regions. And what is that specific name? Land of Zebulun, land of. I hope you're writing all of this down under the question where. Where? Because we're in this question of where, right? Where was Jesus? He was in Galilee. Where did he tell them to go? To Jewish cities. We don't know. We're going to find out where. Where did he tell them to go? And where did Jesus go? He went to Capernaum, Chorazin, Bethsaida. What did he want to do? Teach and preach. Got it? Everybody? Any questions before we move on? I'll just take a few more minutes.
You somehow missed what verse is Chorazin and Bethsaida in?
Matthew 11,
20.
verse 20.
Oh, okay.
It's the same chapter. 21. Yeah, sorry. 20, 21, 22, 23. Got it? So we asked and answered the question, who first, right? Second, what? Third, where? We're going to skip when because lack of time. All right? How are we doing so far? Is that okay? Are we getting some ideas? Are we getting some thoughts now? Observation, looking at the text. Who? Where? What? Next question, important question. That kids always love to ask. What is it? Why? Why? Why do I have to? Why should I? Why? Always, why? All right. Let me ask you this question and we'll close. It came to pass when Jesus finished commanding his disciples. What did he command? Where to go, where not to go. Where do I go for answer? To find out? Matthew chapter 10. What did he command? Who did he command? Whoa, before that. 12 disciples in the text. Very good. But then, going back to Matthew chapter 4, we know that called them to himself, and then so specific instructions to his disciples to go as apostles. Very good. And then he departed from there to their cities. Can you ask a question from why? Any question? Why? Why to their cities? Do you think Bible has an answer? I'll tell you, it is amazing. And we'll stop with this. I'll just tell you why he went there. You ready? Let's see if anybody tells me. Why those cities? Where are those cities? Chorazin, Bethsaida, Capernaum. Where are those cities? Upper Galilee, near the Sea of Galilee, and specifically, when Landon read that verse, region of Zebulun and Naphtali. Who are these two guys? Anybody? Two sons of Jacob. You remember the Bible history or Old Testament history? When they all came to the promised land, right? All the tribes came to the promised land. Remember we said 10 tribes were after the division, after the kingdom got divided, 10 tribes were in the and the 2 tribes in the who were the 2 tribes in the south? Judah and Benjamin. The 10 tribes in the north, right? Now keep that in mind. Of the 10 tribes in the north, who were the 2 tribes that went near the Sea of Galilee? Zebulun and we have the answer now, right? But what is the question that we're asking now? Why? Why Zebulun and Naphtali? If I take my concordance, basic concordance, and look at the words Zebulun, Naphtali. I will be taken to Isaiah chapter 9. Go ahead and turn in your Bibles to Isaiah chapter 9, please. Isaiah chapter 9. I want you to see this, please. Can I read Isaiah 9, verse 1? Would you follow with me, please? Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1. Nevertheless, the gloom will not be upon her who is distressed, as when at first he lightly esteemed the land of Zebulun and the land of Does that excite you? That land of Zebulun, land of Naphtali, and afterward more heavily oppressed her, or a correct ESV, NIV version is after, read it, brother. Glorified. Very good. So here it is. Word for word translation, thought for thought translation. If you just look at these words, after heavily oppressed her, immediately we'll try to understand, oh my, they went through big time trouble. No. It means after they were, what is it? Glorified. Now let's not look at all that word for word and thought for thought translation. Continue reading the verse. By the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, in the Galilee of the nations. What do we mean, Galilee of the nations? Or another translation, Galilee of the... Wait, where did Jesus tell the apostles to go? Lost sheep of the house of Israel. And we know that is to the Jews. Where did Jesus go? Isn't that amazing? Bible is an amazing commentary. He goes to the lost sheep of the house of, he goes to the Galilee of the Gentiles. Now, wait a minute. You may ask a question. Are they all purely Gentiles? Real quick, without going into all the details. Do you remember what happened when Assyria came and conquered the Israelites and they, what do? Scattered. The land was empty. So all the Gentiles in the surrounding nation occupied. And guess what? If you read history, this is what happened. After they came and occupied, when the Israelites all came back, guess what happened? Intermarriage, mixed multitude. There's always problem with mixed multitudes in the Bible. They got mixed. Nobody knew where they were. Guess what Jesus wanted to do? He wanted to go to them. Now, wait a minute. Did he choose to go there? No. He went there because it was a fulfillment of prophecy. Isn't that amazing? Why did Jesus go where he wanted to go? Here it is. Because God's word says that's what he needed to do. And he obeyed God's word. I want to go where I want to go. Really? Your master went where he was told to go. Where are you going? I like to go where I want to go. No, a disciple must be like his master. Let's finish it. Verse 2. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of the shadow of death, upon them a light has shined. So where did Jesus start his ministry? In the land of Zebulun, Naphtali, specifically the northern part of the Sea of Galilee. Name the cities: Chorazin, Bethsaida, Capernaum, cities of the 12 disciples that Jesus chose and sent them to where? Jewish people. After he sent them, he departed to their cities. Why did he go where he went? Regions of Naphtali, Zebulun, Isaiah's prophecy. What do you think of Bible study, guys?
It's awesome.
Why did we take all this route? To understand which verse? Matthew 11, verse 1. I want to ask you, how many pages did you write? No, that's not my business. Okay, let's stop here. That's why I said it's impossible to finish this in 8 classes or 7 classes. We need more, but we'll pray and see how the Lord leads. I'll communicate to you about the next class. You can turn it off.